All right, so as I said earlier, as I was passed out last night, I saw you guys talking about, I say as I passed out, but I was like waking up in between and stuff like that. So you guys talking about the Force update being pretty spicy in here. So we're going to check it out. So this is just the patch notes. Whenever there's like a big patch coming, usually they'll toss some patch notes into the server maintenance announcement. We don't always get to do these, but whenever they do pop up, they are a treat. So we do cover them when we can. Again, keep in mind the update isn't until tonight, essentially tomorrow. So we can go ahead and go from there. But either way, server maintenance announcement. December update information. The first thing they start off with a rip with the class skill adjustments. Beautiful. All right. Either way, let's go through it. So, force balance adjustments, class skill adjustments. The following adjustments will be made to the force class skills. Oi brand increase its potency. Oi brand's potency has been increased. Interesting. So brand does more damage overall. Not Foy itself, but the brand that you put on there that usually gives you PP back does more damage. The same adjustment will be made for Tector and Bouncer class skills of the same name. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This shouldn't be a case. This should be force specific. This should be force exclusive. As much as that's going to sound mean for Tectors and maybe Bouncers who like to use jet boots, things like that, this should be force exclusive. But that's just my opinion of the matter. Zonde Cloud adjusted so that when invoking a charge lightning technique, if it's canceled by being launched in the air or knocked back, your high voltage state remains intact. Okay, so it doesn't go off until you actually let it loose. Pretty dope. Magic Sphere adjusted so that when invoking a charge dark technique, if it's canceled, okay, so same effect for Magic Sphere that Zonde Cloud had. Very nice. PP conversion lowered the HP consumption rate and reduced the cooldown time. So PP conversion takes less HP and it also is going to be up faster. Pretty dope. Photon flare. This is specific to force, so that's really nice. Reduce the potency increase for the charge technique. Wait, what? Reduce the potency increase for the charge technique. When this change is combined with potency adjustment for photon flare short charge, there is increase in potency compared to before this adjustment. Okay, so short charge will increase the potency overall. Okay, so this is going to be stronger with short charge. They basically want you to take short charge, essentially. Increase the amount of PP added, change the specifications to maximize PP recovery when invoked. Okay, cool. Photon flare short charge, change the class skill name to force technique short charge. Interesting. Adjusted so that the potency of the charge technique is not reduced. Nice. Change specifications to reduce the charging time for techniques even while PP conversion is being invoked. Interesting. Okay, so it works alongside PP conversion. That's much better. Photon flare after PP gain. Increase PP recovery rate and increase max PP recovery. Rod attack impact. Increase increase potency. Adjusted omnidirectional guard points. Adjusted so the fuse technique gauge charges. So that didn't work before? Huh. That's kind of rough. What else? Adjusted so that when you hit an enemy with a lightning rod attack impact, the Zonde Cloud high voltage effect charges. The charge strikes it twice. Oh. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now it works better with Zonde Cloud. Nice. Elemental bullet. Increased max stocks. Wait. How many stocks of elemental bullet did you guys have before? Was it 1? So now is it like 2? Mr. Sega, could you please provide numbers next time? Thank you. Change specifications so that it fires even when rod attack impact is invoked. Okay. Adjusted so that when you hit an enemy with lightning elemental bullet, the Zonde Cloud high voltage effect charge strikes it twice. Okay, cool. You prefer 3? I don't know. They didn't tell me here, so I couldn't tell you how many it is. Elemental bullet extended in relax invoke timing, maintain PP gain, relax invoke timing. Okay. Rod react advance, extended the invulnerability duration when you start charging the technique. This could be good and bad. Invulnerability isn't always the best thing that you want, because if you live in iframes too long, then unfortunately you can lose damage, so be very careful. Wooden pillbox multi-rock. It has higher potency, increase the maximum number of targets, shorten the interval before launching an attack, increase the maximum. Okay, so this just does more damage and attacks more often. Nice. Talus sign marking, increase its potency. Tricky capacitor, change specifications so you do not gain elevation when attacking in midair. Okay, so this isn't going to fuck up like your spacing whenever you're like set perfectly. That's nice. And compound technique gauge amplifier force. Increase gauge accumulation rate while using your main class. Nice. Okay, cool. These are all pretty solid adjustments across the board. Rod adjustments, adjusted attack effects, increased PP recovery amount for steps 1 to 3 of Rod's normal attacks. Talus adjusted attack effects, increase marker accumulation for 1 to 3 of normals, increase marker accumulation for sidestep and sidestep counters. Wait, sidestep strikes and sidestep counters. What's the difference? I don't know. Someone will say something in chat in a moment. Shorten the interval before the Talus weapon action attack. Increase maximum number of times the Talus weapon action can shoot. Okay, nice. Increase marker accumulation. Okay, so those are all pretty solid. I mean, Talus is still a sidearm weapon at the end of the day. It's kind of how it always has been. It's always been kind of the perfect complement to other weapons as well as Rod. So, or other weapons that don't have a complement as well as Rod. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of like the life that you live when you play Talus, but it's not to say that you can't, you know, use Talus as your main hand weapon, because I mean, you can pretty much play anything in this game, so you're fine. A convergent shot, increased potency and adjusted potency distribution, reduce PP cost. Spread shot, adjusted potency distribution, increased motion speed. It's faster. We like to see that. Reduce PP cost for techniques while Talus is deployed. Oh, reduce PP cost for techs while Talus is deployed. Interesting. From the second step onward, adjust so that Talus sign marking gauges or marking gauge charges while the Talus is deployed from the second step onward. Also very nice. Both these are really good. Okay, so technique adjustments. Adjusted the following effects. Foe got increased potency and adjusted the potency distribution. G-Foe got adjusted potency distribution. Barda got increased potency and G-Barda got adjusted potency distribution. So buff on Barda, buff on Foe, and they move the damage around on Foe on basically everything so far except for Barda. Zonde adjusted potency distribution when charged in high voltage state. So they're trying to really play into the high voltage state for Zonde. Seems like everything has to do with high voltage right now. Expanded the attack range when charged. Nice. Zan was unaffected. G-Zan only got the change. G-Zan got increased potency, reduced PP costs. So cool. Light techniques. What happened with grants? I heard Light's tech sucks, so we'll see. Grants, adjusted potency distribution, expanded the attack range when charged, shortened the interval before launching the attack when charged. And G grants increased potency and adjusted potency distribution. I don't know if that fixes it, but we'll have to see. Dark technique. Wait, hold on. Am I light technique adjustments? Oh, this is tech arts customization. Okay, never mind. I was like, light technique adjustments? Light technique adjustments? Dark technique adjustments. Adjusted the attack effects. The following adjustments will be made to dark techniques. Megid gets potency distribution changes and G-Megid gets potency distribution. Okay, so they're just moving around where the damage is done. They're not really increasing the damage. Could be a damage overall increase depending upon how it's used, but they're just moving damage around. Okay. Tech arts customization adjustments. Light technique adjustments. Grants increase the potency of type 1. Okay. Again, you guys have to let me know what each of these are and how they actually affect things. So we'll see what we go for. Dark technique adjustments. The following adjustments we made for dark techniques. So Megid type 2 got a potency adjustment or adjusted, so basically its damage got moved around. I hate the way this is worded. Adjusted potency distribution. Basically, this means that they moved around how the damage is done. Compound technique adjustments. Formalgion got an increase to potency. Brancion got an increase to potency, and Zandilion got an increase to potency. Brancion's relaxed firing angle as well. Very nice. Okay, so overall, these all look really good. The one thing I didn't see here that does, I don't know how to feel about that, is there's no new skill for Force. Did I miss that, chat? Am I bugging, or was there no new tech for Force? Or no new skill for Force? I mean, they basically remade Photon Flare and Photon Flare Short Charge into like a stronger technique overall, apparently. It seems like it's kind of new, but it's not really a new skill, right? So I'm not sure how to feel about that, if that's like a bad thing, but I feel like Force had everything. It was just very weak. I feel it was all there. It was just very, very weak. So Photon Flare and Photon Flare Short Charge, basically they're going to want you to pop this a lot more often. You're going to have a lot more burst rotation stuff. Rapikama said that there would be a skill for rod potency increase and elemental down increase as well as PP. Oh, that's true, right? There's supposed to be a skill that increases tech specifically with rods. Huh. I'm not sure how that's going to play in either. I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. This seems to be buffing damage in general, right? And this isn't specific to rod at all. So we'll have to see. It looks like you're basically going to be jumping into like burst rotations a lot more often, at least on force. Yeah, they mentioned it, they said it, but usually it's included in the patch notes. It's surprising that's not here in the patch notes specifically. So like, I know there's a thing about it here. I'll pull it up for everyone. Give me 1 sec. We'll go ahead and get that really fast here, so you guys can see it. At least it's there for the video, right? There we go. So yeah, force will be strengthened. In addition to balance adjustments, the effects of rods, talismans, and techniques have been improved. They mean talus. New skills including increased technique damage and attribute down, rod only, and extending the duration of photon flare when multiple attribute techniques and photon blasts are activated are going to be new skills that are adding into the game. So you're supposed to be getting 2 more skills, but it's interesting. What I'm saying is like normally that's included in these, right? The fact that this isn't here is also really strange. Normally they would include it here and they would show us this stuff, but I don't know, just keep an eye out for it. Apparently it's going to increase the length of photon flare and photon flare short charge stuff by using, by using photon blasts and your compound techniques. So compound techs and photon blasts are going to increase the duration of that. So keep that in mind. That is what those skills are supposed to be. So hopefully that does work out. That might be why they made some of the adjustments they did and they didn't buff certain things, because like that on top of the buffs with rod might be a little strong. So we'll have to see. That's it for the force stuff specifically. Interesting. I'll leave this linked in the video description as always. We'll also link it in chat in just a moment. That way you guys can go through it on your own in case you missed anything. But it looks like a lot of things got buffed pretty strong, or pretty substantially. There was a lot of adjusted potency distribution as well. So moving around where damage is done. In case you're not sure what that is, it essentially just means that they are shifting where the damage is in an attack, as opposed to how the damage, or about increasing or decreasing the damage. So it just shifts where it is. If it's front loaded, it's probably more backloaded. If it's backloaded, probably more front loaded. We'll have to see how things go along with that. Enemies. They made adjustments so it's easier for players to attack and hit the chest of bosses like Dustelhammer and Dustelveer. About time. Made adjustments so it's easier for players to hit the weak points of bosses like Next Alio, Next Vera. Adjusted certain graphics for boss enemies, Great Rappy. Interesting. Enemies will no longer reorient themselves towards the player after being staggered by an attack to the weak point at their back. This might be really good. Okay. Quest and fields. Drop items have been added to the quest Lucille Exploration. Oh, drops added to Lucille. Okay. Updated animation prior to explosion of the time bomb. Okay, interesting. So they updated the animation prior to the explosion of the time bomb in Lucille. Change specifications for Nameless City Exploration. Resolution shorten the time in which no longer. Hang on. Change specifications for Nameless City Exploration, Nameless City Residential District. This freaking name. Investigation to shorten the time during which no other trials can occur before unlock. Okay, so they're making it so more trials can happen before they proc the unlock signed collection trials. So I kind of feel like they should have replaced the unlock signed collection trials with the Rappy one when it pops up. Just make it a guaranteed version to get it, and then like, you know, more of them to spawn in general. But we'll have to see how that works out, because something tells me it's not going to spawn enough for it to matter. Change specifications of the quest menu at the quest counter as follows. Newly added other trigger quests. I think these are stuff we saw beforehand. Change specifications so that photon charge signs can be accessed while on a board on a special armament and while holding throwable objects. Nice. Interface and expansion is now shown if the number of search results / augment preset skills and that's it. An explanation is now shown if the number of search results for augment / preset skill search under item searches exceeds the limit. Interesting. Up to 10 materials can now be selected for the item enhancement. Support items can be used same as before. So I know they previously didn't increase this, and I know part of the reason they hadn't increased it was because of the support items. I'm gonna say it now and I'll say it again. Increase it almost exponentially and just allow us to use more than one support item. Like legit. If it's 5, it's 1. If it's 6, it's 2. Between 2 and 10, or between 6 and 10 is 2, but 11 is 3. Like, and go up by 1 each time. It's like more than 3. Like honestly, just do that. But let's use more of them. Following specifications have been changed at the item trader. Added a function to remove the new icons. Remove the new icon from items in the top menu when hovering on them, including from areas. Oh, interesting. The new icon will now be shown when new items are added to the lineup. The new icon will be shown above NPCs when they have new items in there. Okay, cool. You can tell things a lot quicker. Free SG scratch ticket info window. The setting to prevent the window from opening has been removed. And the specification has been changed so that the window is displayed in line with the others. Okay, so no longer has the ability to not display, basically, and they just removed. Okay, that's fine. Update the license displayed for PC version, PS4 version of the game. Rarity of 12 star or higher has been added to the rarity settings. Drops animation. Okay, so 12 stars being added in. Yep, that's pretty normal. Creative space added new storage. Added new storage to the product list of purchase build parts section of the creative space menu. Added new storage to the product list of the purchase build parts selection of the creative space menu. Creative space homes, you're gonna have to know what's going on here. Okay, added the following items to the product list in the exchange shop. Okay, so it's the Zover Almaty, the Revelcolt Almaty, the Alsinth Almaty, the Branaga Almaty. Interesting. So we have our camos from the Arc Record badge shop, and then the next couple of things are hilarious. So first thing is something I personally thought is a terrible idea. However, people have wanted it. And again, I think of things in two different aspects, what I think is good for the game and what I personally want. And I think this is probably good for the game the way things usually go. The following items have been added to the Augment capsule product list in the item labs under exchange enhancement materials. Grand Gladiosol LC, Lux Halfinale LC, Grand Gigas Master LC, Grand Dreadkeeper LC, and Giga Trial LC. The funniest thing about this list is that Giga Trial LC is going to be the only way to get Giga Trial. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, what Giga Trial is 3.5%, which would put Giga Trial LC at 3.25. It's 4.5. Oh, that's even crazier. That puts it. That means that that means that Giga Trial LC is better than Mega Trial. That means it's better than Mega Trial. So what this effectively does is this now makes Gladiosol, Halfinale, Gigas Master, Grand Dreadkeeper 1 and 2. Sorry, Grand Dreadkeeper 1. All of these are now simply materials. You do not augment with any of them. Depending on how easy it is to make Grand Gladiosol LCs, the only difference between LCs and regulars are 0.25% potency. So now, everyone that has been going with the cheap option is going to get way stronger. Now here's the funny part, right? Our Gen Cool Warriors are coming back with a vengeance. No, they're not. They're not. Here's the crazy part is, this is only going to help the people that were either very heavily free to play or didn't have a lot of time to play. This is going to help people that actually were augmenting, people that did use Gladiosol, that used Halfinale, that used Gigas Master. They technically just got power crept by the free option. A little painful, a little bit, but that doesn't mean they're stronger. The people that are using things like our Gen Cool, they're probably still going to use just our Gen Cool, because those people weren't augmenting the cheap options. Those people were still using options that were weaker, that were literally free. So yeah, that's how that's gonna go. That's how that's gonna go. So shout out to the homies out there that were using things like Gladiosol, Halfinale, Gigas Master. You guys just got a pretty sizable jump in power, and depending upon what it takes to make these, it's probably gonna be pretty big. Especially those of you guys who've been playing quite a bit, it is pretty easy to get a ton of LCs. So I'm sure that the combination of these aren't going to be super terrible. It'll be super fun to see. This also is going to drastically decrease what all the materials are worth now. So if you were making your money off of making augments and selling them, you're going to lose a vast amount of Meseta. Unfortunately, that is something you want to keep in mind. However, the game seems to be moving away from Meseta costs being heavily involved in your gearing process, at least as far as augmenting is concerned. You still have to put in quite a bit of Meseta to upgrade your weapons. You still have to put in quite a bit of Meseta to limit break them and all those things. So keep that in mind as things go on. The following items have been added to the product list of the exchange shop and badge weapons exchange. So they added Clan Gigas Master and Grand Dreadkeeper 2 and End Weapon Badge A's. Wait, what? End Weapon Badge A's. This has been added to the exchange shop of End Weapon Badges. Wait, hold on. Are they just weapon badges now? Did they just change them to weapon badges instead of being badge A's? I think that's what they did. I think you just turn your badge A's into just badges now. Now there'd be no reason for the badge Vs to come in. Yeah, this is just, they're turning badges, badge As into badges. And that's what that is. That's no reason for them to include otherwise, so interesting. High Steer Dominant LC can be grabbed for Growth Mid Exchange. High Steer Dominant LC has been added into the game. High Steer Dominant is here. Okay. All right. Added new products to the exchange shop. SG Legacy Coordination Exchange. That's turning the other badges into A's. The following items have been added to the product list of Exchange Shop and Weapon Badge Exchange. Oh, I guess you get these items. Oh, okay. So wait, yeah, no, you're right. It's turning them into A badges. That's weird. We'll see. It looks like it's something you can use to exchange into A. Well, I'll wait for it to come out. The way this is all worded is annoying to me. Added new items to the product list of the SG Legacy Coordination Exchange. Okay. Line strike battle stuff. Specifications. The decks used by beginner and expert difficulties have been updated. The number of card vouchers you can earn from each line has changed as follows. So these have been updated. It looks like yeah, there's quite a bit here in the mix. Interesting. All right, so it looks like they're updating some of the stuff here. So vouchers, the 12 vouchers, lost 4 vouchers, draw 6. Okay, so these are all updating and changing. So for win you get 12, for loss you get 4, for draw you get 6. Ranked is win 15, loss 6, draw 8. So at a loss, it's still equal to that of a draw for an unranked battle. Okay. NPCs are 2, 8, and 4. Frees are 4, 4, and 4. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Free battle. There's not gonna be any win trading, primarily because there's no point to win trading. You get the same thing across the board. This is actually smart of them. That's crazy. They made it 4, 4, and 4, so you can't win. There's no point to win trading. You can't stop people from win trading. They're gonna win trade. So how do you beat that? You just make it pointless. that's really smart, actually. Line strike specifications, so you can no longer, so it's no longer possible to select leave in the interval between the end of the matchmaking and start of the match. Okay, cool. Line strike specifications changed in the chat window. Can be used in a match. Okay, there's that. You can't use it to chat with nearby characters during ranked or unranked battles. It's only during free matches, basically an NPC. That's fine. And line strike specifications, the play screen will always reflect in screenshots taken during a match, regardless of the setting. Okay, that's pretty cool. Added card sleeves, play mats, and cards. Okay, that's dope. Names of augments have been changed as follows. Grandeur Keeper LC and now Grandeur Keeper 1 LC. Yeah, I know. There's a reason for it. Okay, that's fine. Confirmed issues. There's a bug with the rare icon displayed for the following items in the treasure shop. Okay, that's fine. A bug with the emote Melty Blood where the player is floating. It's not supposed to be. Interesting. Okay. And a bug with the motion change idle. Okay, player is floating. They're working on fixing it. This is interesting, guys. This is really funny. So with this section here alone pretty much cements what I assumed they were going to be doing with augmenting moving forward, which is the amount of money you're going to spend to augment anything is going to go down pretty dramatically. They have effectively killed the need for heavy amounts of item protects, because if your worst case scenario is, yeah, you lose out on money, but you don't lose out on a ton of power, you're going to RNG a lot more, man. The thing about RNGing your augments is about how much power you can effectively lose by not winning. And if I can Grand Gladius pretty comfortably and try them over and over again, and then my other option is that I just put an LC in its slot and it's only a 0.25 difference or a 0.5 difference, that's pretty massive. Like, that's really, really massive. Like, this is going to be pretty huge for a lot of players. For those who are actively on the lower end of spending on their gear, they're not shooting for BIS, but they're shooting for a fairly powerful set. This is really big for you guys, like really, really big. So I'm curious to see what the actual augment or the percentages are going to be. I have to go back and redo our balling on a budget guide, basically, and see how this works out. The real question is how to get the new LCs. They're added into the exchange shop, the exchange. So I guess it depends on what you need to exchange for them. But the floor on what should be reasonable, it should be substantially higher, like way higher. Even at a minus 0.5% difference, guys, you're looking at some pretty powerful augments. Lux Hal Finale, Gland Gladius Soul, Gland Gigas Maste, Grand Dread Keeper 2. Heck, if Giga Trial is 4.5, even at minus 0.5, it's still better than Mega Trial. What? So like, it's still really good. These are still really good. And they're adding in High Steer Domino. So these might just drop outright, but these also are going to be available for exchanges. And I know a lot of us who've been playing the game for a long period of time, we have tons of Gladius Soul LCs. We have tons of Hal Finale LCs, Gigas Maste LCs, GDK1 LCs. Like, we have tons of these lying around. So it's going to be interesting to see how this actually ends up working out. I'm going to speculate with my chat for like the next couple hours while we wait for this video that SEGA has planned here. I'm going to leave this in this video, I guess, too. SEGA has planned a video. I don't know what this is. Either it's a meme or it's a collab of some sort, because the JP channel does not have it, and there would be no reason for them to release something on the global channel without the JP channel if it just doesn't apply to JP. So my guess is it's a global specific collab, or it's a meme. They're just messing with us. We'll have to see what it is. But you've got question marks here. There's a bunch of people waiting, so we'll have to see. I'm assuming it's a meme, but who knows, man? It could be anything. That's it for the video. If you guys watched all the way to the end, much appreciated. It's a longer video. There was a lot to go over. The force changes are looking spicy, but we do need numbers to see what exactly is going to have changed. I'm sure there are people who have data mined it. We'll talk about it when servers go live and things like that. But either way, thanks for watching. I love your faces. Every single one of you guys are wonderful. Like if you enjoyed, so if you want to keep up with more, as always, thanks to the channel members. You guys are fantastic, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you all next time. Take care, my friends. Peace out.